Welcome to our channel. HD Rare Coins 111. This video is telling you about United States of America pennies, which are very old and very valuable. If you have them, you can benefit from them. Find them in yours. Top 1. Let's dive into a coin that may look like any other penny but actually holds remarkable value. The United States of America Lincoln penny from 1961. This unassuming little coin has a fascinating story and a surprising worth, making it a prized piece for collectors and history enthusiasts alike. The 1961 Lincoln penny might be a small piece of copper, but it's rich with history. This coin was minted during a period of significant change and progress in America. The early 1960s were a time of optimism and innovation, with the country setting its sights on new horizons, including the ambitious goal of landing a man on the moon. This penny is a product of that era, symbolizing not only everyday currency but also a slice of American spirit and resilience. On the front, or obverse, you'll find the iconic profile of President Abraham Lincoln, a leader whose legacy continues to be cherished. Since 1909, Lincoln's image has graced the penny, a tribute to his lasting impact on the nation. The 1961 penny features Lincoln's profile facing right, with Liberty inscribed to his left and the year 1961 on his right. Above him, you'll find the classic motto, "In God We Trust," reminding us of the values that have shaped the nation. Turning the coin over to the back, or reverse side, you'll see the Lincoln Memorial. This design, introduced just a couple of years earlier in 1959, marked a shift from the previous wheat ears design. The Lincoln Memorial not only honors Lincoln's legacy but also represents the unity and strength of the United States. If you look closely, you can even see a tiny engraving of Lincoln sitting within the memorial, a hidden detail that adds to the charm and craftsmanship of the coin. Now, what about its composition? The 1961 Lincoln penny is made of 95% copper, giving it a distinctive weight and feel compared to today's pennies, which are mostly zinc. This high copper content has increased its appeal over the years, especially as copper has risen in value. Holding this coin feels different. It has a solidness to it, a sense that it's part of something bigger. But as collectors know, condition is everything. A 1961 Lincoln penny in pristine, uncirculated condition is a true rarity. Finding one where Lincoln's features, the lettering, and even the fine lines of the memorial are as sharp as they were when the coin was first minted makes it highly desirable. Over time, most pennies get scratched, worn, or even corroded, so finding a 1961 penny in perfect condition is like uncovering a small piece of treasure. So, let's get to the part everyone's curious about, its value. While it might just be a single cent by face value, the 1961 Lincoln penny can be worth significantly more if you find one in excellent condition. For a coin as well preserved as possible, collectors are willing to pay top dollar. Just how much, you ask? This little copper piece can reach an astounding value of $13,000. Yes, you heard right, $13,000 for a single penny from 1961. So, next time you come across a 1961 Lincoln penny, don't just toss it aside. Take a closer look. It could be more than just spare change. It might be a hidden gem that connects you to America's past and adds a surprising boost to your pocket. Keep an eye out. You never know when you might stumble upon such a valuable piece of history. Top 2. Let's take a closer look at a coin that might seem ordinary but has a value and story worth far more than 1 cent. The United States of America Lincoln penny from 1960. This humble penny holds hidden treasures, both historical and monetary, making it a coveted piece among collectors. The 1960 Lincoln penny comes from a unique time in American history. This was an era marked by social change and rapid progress, which was reflected in even the smallest details, including our nation's currency. This coin features the image of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, a tribute to the man who led the nation through the Civil War and abolished slavery. Lincoln's profile, with its classic details and dignified expression, has graced the penny since 1909, and it continues to be an enduring symbol of strength and unity. If we flip to the reverse side, we see the Lincoln Memorial. This design was first introduced in 1959, replacing the old wheat ears design that had been used for 50 years. The memorial itself is a tribute to Lincoln and what he stood for. Interestingly, if you look closely at this side of the penny, you'll notice a tiny depiction of Lincoln sitting in the memorial, an incredible detail that speaks to the craftsmanship behind this coin. It's not just currency, it's a small piece of art and history combined. Now, here's where things get even more fascinating. The 1960 Lincoln penny was minted in two variations, small date and large date. This means that the year, 1960, on the coin appears in two slightly different sizes. While it may not seem significant to collectors, it makes all the difference. The small date version is the rarer of the two, and collectors are always on the lookout for this version, especially in excellent condition. Spotting this small date variation can add a substantial boost to the coin's value, as it's considered a unique collectible. Composition plays a big role in the coin's appeal as well. Unlike today's pennies, which are mostly zinc, the 1960 penny is composed of 95% copper, giving it a warm hue and a substantial feel. Copper has become more valuable over the years, so coins from this period hold added worth because of their metal content. When you hold a 1960 Lincoln penny, you're not just holding any coin, you're holding a piece of history with real metal value. Another key factor in this penny's worth is its condition. Coins that have maintained their sharp details, with Lincoln's profile and the intricate lines of the Lincoln Memorial still clear and unmarred, are highly desirable. Over the decades, most pennies from this era have been subject to the usual wear and tear, making those in pristine condition very rare. A 1960 Lincoln penny in uncirculated or near-perfect condition can be a true gem in the world of coin collecting. And finally, the moment you've been waiting for, just how much could this small piece of copper be worth? Given its rarity, historical significance, and the small date variation, a 1960 Lincoln penny in outstanding condition can fetch quite a price. How much? Believe it or not, this tiny treasure can reach a value as high as $33,000. Yes, you heard that right, $33,000 for a single penny. So, the next time you come across a 1960 Lincoln penny, take a closer look. It might just be more than pocket change, it could be a remarkable piece of history with a surprising worth. Keep your eyes peeled, because treasures like this might be hiding in your own collection, waiting to reveal their incredible value. Top 3. Let's dive into a small coin with a big story, the United States of America 1965 Lincoln penny. This penny might seem like ordinary pocket change, but it holds a fascinating history and a hidden value that collectors prize. The 1965 Lincoln penny marks a turning point in American coinage. This coin was minted during a period of change at the U.S. Mint, as the country faced a shortage of silver. As a result, this was the first time in recent history that the Mint stopped using silver in several coins to conserve resources, which also influenced other coins in circulation, including our beloved penny. On the obverse side, we have the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln, whose image has appeared on the penny since 1909. The level of detail in Lincoln's face, especially in a well-preserved 1965 penny, speaks to the skill and precision of the engravers at the U.S. Mint. Lincoln's profile isn't just a design, it's a tribute to the values of freedom, unity, and resilience that he represented, a fitting tribute for one of the nation's most revered leaders. Turning the coin over, you'll find the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse side, a design introduced in 1959 to replace the original wheat ears design. The memorial design includes a hidden detail that many people overlook. If you look closely, you can actually see a tiny statue of Lincoln seated inside the memorial. This is an incredible example of the meticulous detail put into American coins, making this penny not just currency but a miniature work of art. One of the most exciting aspects of the 1965 Lincoln penny for collectors is its copper composition. Unlike today's pennies, which are mostly zinc, the 1965 version is made from 95% copper. This gives it a richer, warmer color and makes it heavier than the pennies we use today. This high copper content adds intrinsic value to the coin and enhances its appeal, especially to those who appreciate the feel and weight of a classic, metal-rich penny. Collectors also pay close attention to the condition of a 1965 Lincoln penny. Over nearly 6 decades, Most of these pennies have been through countless hands and spent years in circulation. However, if you find one in excellent, uncirculated condition, it's like finding a hidden gem. The finer the details and the clearer the engravings, the higher its value in the eyes of collectors. But what truly makes this coin special is its appeal to those who value historical coins. The 1965 penny captures a time in American history when even small changes in currency told stories of national resilience and adaptation. And for collectors, these pennies are not just souvenirs, they're valuable artifacts from an era of transition. And now for the big reveal. Just how much can a 1965 Lincoln penny be worth? Given its historical significance, copper composition, and the potential for pristine condition, this little coin can command quite an impressive price. Are you ready? A high-quality, well-preserved 1965 Lincoln penny can be worth up to an astonishing $30,000. So, if you ever come across a 1965 Lincoln penny, don't just toss it aside. Take a closer look. You might be holding a piece of history with a story and value far beyond 1 cent. Keep an eye out for these hidden treasures, because they might just be closer than you think. Top 4. Today, let's uncover the fascinating history behind the American 1972 Lincoln penny, a small coin with unique details, hidden value, and a remarkable appeal for collectors. While it might look like a regular penny, this coin carries a story and a surprising worth that's catching the eye of numismatists everywhere. Let's start with the basics. On the obverse side, we have the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, a design that's been in place since 1909, commemorating the centennial of his birth. By 1972, Lincoln's image had become an enduring symbol on the penny. His calm expression and dignified profile remind us of his legacy, a leader who held the nation together through one of its most challenging periods. For over a century, Lincoln has represented resilience and unity on this small but powerful coin. Now, when we flip to the reverse side, we find the image of the Lincoln Memorial, a design that replaced the original wheat ears in 1959. This choice was intentional, honoring Lincoln's role in history with one of the most recognizable symbols of American unity. And here's a hidden gem many people don't know. If you look closely at the memorial, there's a tiny statue of Lincoln inside. It's a detail that adds depth and artistry to this seemingly simple coin, making it a true miniature work of art. One reason the 1972 Lincoln penny stands out to collectors is due to its high copper content. Made with 95% copper, this penny has a warm, distinct tone that gives it a heavier, more substantial feel than today's pennies, which are mostly zinc. This classic metal composition enhances the appeal for anyone who appreciates a high-quality coin. With copper prices rising over the years, this metal-rich coin has a value that goes beyond its face worth. Now, let's talk about a fascinating feature of this coin, the famous 1972 double die error. Some of the pennies minted in 1972 show a striking error on the obverse side, where the date or lettering appears doubled. It's subtle but visible enough to make these error coins highly collectible. If you find a 1972 penny with this double detail, it's like uncovering a rare treasure that holds both historical and monetary value. Collectors hunt for this variety, knowing it could be worth significantly more than a regular penny. Condition is also key. Coins in excellent, uncirculated condition with clear, sharp details are incredibly rare after 5 decades of circulation. These pennies, when found in near-perfect condition, can command a much higher value. So, if you come across a 1972 penny that looks exceptionally well preserved, it could be a hidden gem worth hanging onto. Finally, here's the moment you've been waiting for, the estimated value. With its historical importance, unique design, high copper content, and potential for rare errors, the 1972 Lincoln penny has captured the attention of collectors everywhere. Are you ready for the big reveal? In pristine condition, this penny can be worth up to $23,000. Yes, you heard it right. $23,000 for a penny. So, if you have a 1972 Lincoln penny tucked away, don't overlook it. It might just be a tiny piece of history with a hidden value beyond what you'd expect from a 1-cent coin. Keep an eye out. You never know when you might discover one of these little treasures in your collection. Top 5. Let's dive into the fascinating world of the 1973 Lincoln penny, a coin that holds history, artistry, and surprisingly, a substantial hidden value. It may look like just another penny, but the 1973 Lincoln penny has unique qualities that make it stand out in the eyes of collectors. Starting with the obverse side, we see the familiar face of Abraham Lincoln, a design that's been featured on the penny since 1909, honoring his 100th birthday. By 1973, this iconic design had become a true American classic. Lincoln's portrait on the coin is not just an image, it's a symbol of resilience and unity, reminding us of a president who led America through some of its toughest days. Every time you hold a Lincoln penny, you're holding a tribute to a leader whose legacy continues to inspire. Now, let's flip to the reverse side. Here, we see the Lincoln Memorial, a design introduced in 1959, replacing the original wheat ears. This choice was made to mark the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. If you look closely, you can even see a tiny statue of Lincoln within the memorial's columns. It's a remarkable detail that brings depth to the coin, turning it into a miniature piece of art. This change in design wasn't just for aesthetics. It was a powerful tribute to the ideals Lincoln stood for. Another standout feature of the 1973 Lincoln penny is its composition. Made with 95% copper, this penny feels different in hand compared to modern pennies, which contain mostly zinc. This copper content gives the coin a rich, warm tone and has contributed to its growing value over time. Copper prices have risen significantly, adding to the intrinsic worth of the penny. So, in a way, holding a 1973 penny is like holding a small but meaningful piece of America's natural resources. Collectors are also drawn to this coin for its potential rarity and condition. After nearly 50 years of circulation, finding a 1973 penny in pristine, uncirculated condition is increasingly difficult. Coins that have been well preserved, showing crisp details and minimal wear, can command much higher prices. So, if you happen to come across a 1973 Lincoln penny that still looks fresh from the mint, you might have a small treasure on your hands. Errors add yet another level of intrigue to this penny. Certain 1973 pennies were struck with minor minting errors, such as off-center prints or doubled images on the date or lettering. These errors make the coin even rarer and more valuable to collectors who seek out these unique variations. If you're lucky enough to find a 1973 penny with one of these errors, you could be looking at a coin that's worth much more than you might expect. And now, for the part you've all been waiting for, the potential value of the 1973 Lincoln penny. With its rich copper composition, historic significance, and the chance of finding one in excellent condition or with a rare error, this little penny has captured the attention of collectors and enthusiasts. So, how much could a single penny like this be worth? In top condition, a 1973 Lincoln penny can fetch an impressive $21,000. That's right, $21,000 for a penny. It's hard to believe that a single cent could be worth so much, but it just goes to show that sometimes, the smallest coins carry the biggest surprises. So, if you have a 1973 Lincoln penny lying around, take a closer look. It might just be a hidden gem, a piece of history, and a valuable collectible all in one. Top 6. Today, let's take a closer look at the 1977 Lincoln penny, a coin that may seem ordinary at first but holds hidden details, historical value, and a surprising potential worth. The obverse side of the 1977 Lincoln penny features the iconic image of President Abraham Lincoln. This design, crafted by sculptor Victor David Brenner, has been gracing American pennies since 1909 to honor Lincoln's centennial. By 1977, Lincoln's portrait had become a symbol of resilience and leadership, representing the unity and perseverance he brought to the country. Holding this coin, you're holding a piece of history that continues to honor one of America's most influential presidents. Now, let's flip to the reverse side of the coin. Here we find the Lincoln Memorial, a design introduced in 1959 to celebrate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. If you look closely, you'll notice that there's even a tiny statue of Lincoln between the columns, an impressive detail that captures the artistry and craftsmanship of American coinage. This design, more than just an image, serves as a tribute to Lincoln's enduring legacy. One key aspect of the 1977 Lincoln penny is its composition. Made primarily of copper, with 95% of its makeup being this rich metal, the 1977 penny feels different in hand compared to the newer, zinc-based pennies we see today. Copper's value has risen over the years, adding a layer of worth to this coin beyond just its collectible status. In a way, holding this penny is like holding a piece of America's natural heritage. Collectors are also on the lookout for pennies in top condition, those that have preserved their original details over the decades. A penny that shows minimal wear and tear, with sharp edges and a clear date, is rare and highly prized. After more than 40 years, finding a 1977 Lincoln penny in pristine, almost uncirculated condition can significantly boost its value, making it a true treasure in the eyes of collectors. Another reason collectors are drawn to the 1977 penny is the potential for minting errors. Some of these pennies might have minor imperfections, like slight doubling of letters or an off-center strike. Such errors are rare and can make this penny even more valuable, adding a unique twist for those lucky enough to find one. And now, for the part you've been waiting for, the potential value of the 1977 Lincoln penny. With its copper composition, historical significance, potential for pristine condition, and the chance of a rare minting error, this little penny is worth more than you might expect. In top condition, a 1977 Lincoln penny can be valued at an impressive $20,000. Yes, $20,000 for a penny that may be lying around in a drawer or jar. So, if you have a 1977 Lincoln penny, take a close look. It might just be a hidden gem, a piece of American history, and a valuable collectible all in one. Top 7. Today, let's explore the story behind the 1978 Lincoln penny, a coin that, at first glance, might seem like any other, but has a fascinating history and potential value that could surprise you. The obverse side of the 1978 penny proudly displays the classic portrait of President Abraham Lincoln. Designed by Victor David Brenner in 1909 to honor Lincoln's 100th birthday, this image has stood the test of time, representing Lincoln's enduring legacy and the values he brought to the nation. When you look at this penny, you're not just seeing a coin, you're seeing a tribute to a president who helped shape America's future. Turning to the reverse side, we find the Lincoln Memorial. This design, introduced in 1959, replaced the original, wheat ears, and commemorates the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. The tiny statue of Lincoln, visible between the columns if you look closely, is a hidden detail many people don't notice. This added touch speaks to the artistry behind American coin designs and brings a unique aspect to the 1978 penny. One standout feature of this penny is its composition. Like other pennies from this period, the 1978 Lincoln penny is made of 95% copper, giving it a warm, rich tone. This copper content not only adds to its visual appeal but also makes it distinct from today's zinc-based pennies. Copper prices have risen over the years, adding another layer of value to this coin beyond its collectible worth. Holding a 1978 penny, you're holding a piece of genuine copper, a material with real value. Collectors place high importance on condition when evaluating the worth of this coin. A 1978 penny that's been carefully preserved with crisp details and minimal wear is far more valuable than one that's seen years of circulation. A clear date, strong edges, and an intact Lincoln Memorial design can all increase a penny's value, especially after more than 40 years. Adding to its appeal are the minting errors occasionally found on this coin. Whether it's a slight doubling of letters or an off-center strike, these rare imperfections make each coin unique and can elevate its value. For collectors, finding a 1978 penny with an error is like discovering a small treasure with an added layer of rarity. Now, for the part everyone's curious about, the value. With its historic significance, high copper content, potential for pristine condition, and even possible minting errors, the 1978 Lincoln penny has more worth than you might expect. In top condition, this penny can be valued as high as $18,000. Yes, $18,000 for a single penny. So, if you have a 1978 Lincoln penny lying around, don't overlook it. Take a close look. you might just have a small but mighty piece of American history with a surprising value in your hands. Top 8. Let's dive into the story behind the 1964 Lincoln penny, a seemingly ordinary coin that might just surprise you with its hidden history and potential worth. This penny, like so many Lincoln pennies, features the iconic portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse side. Created by sculptor Victor David Brenner in 1909, this design was the first American coin to feature a president, honoring Lincoln's 100th birthday. But the 1964 Lincoln penny is more than just a tribute to a beloved president. It's a symbol of a significant time in American history. Flipping over to the reverse side, you'll see the Lincoln Memorial, a design introduced in 1959 to mark Lincoln's 150th birthday. The tiny statue of Lincoln, carefully engraved between the columns, adds a beautiful detail that many people miss at first glance. This wasn't just any design choice. It was crafted to celebrate Lincoln's role in shaping a united America. Holding a 1964 Lincoln penny means you're holding a piece of art that tells a story of unity, strength, and resilience. What also sets the 1964 penny apart is its high copper content. Unlike today's pennies, which are mostly zinc, the 1964 Lincoln penny contains 95% copper, giving it a distinctive warm hue and a heavier feel. This real copper content has increased the coin's worth over the years, as copper has risen in value. Just imagine the added significance of holding a penny made from genuine metal, especially as the copper era ended in 1982. Now, condition plays a huge role in determining the value of a 1964 Lincoln penny. Coins that have been well preserved, with sharp details and minimal signs of wear, can fetch a much higher price than those that have been heavily circulated. For collectors, a 1964 penny with a clean date and clear Lincoln Memorial design is a true find. On top of that, there's the excitement of possible minting errors that occasionally occur with the 1964 penny. Small imperfections, like doubling in letters or a slight misalignment in the strike, can make this penny even more unique and valuable. A coin with an error becomes a one-of-a-kind collector's item, raising its appeal to coin enthusiasts. And now, the moment we've all been waiting for, the surprising value of this coin. With its historical significance, high copper content, potential for minting errors, and collector demand, a 1964 Lincoln penny in top condition can be worth up to an impressive $29,000. Yes, that's right, $29,000 for a single penny. So, if you happen to come across a 1964 Lincoln penny, take a closer look. This small piece of American history could be a hidden gem worth far more than you ever expected. Top 9. Today, we're uncovering the hidden value of the 1967 Lincoln penny, a coin that might just look like an ordinary penny, but holds far more than meets the eye. The 1967 Lincoln penny features the familiar and iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the front, designed by Victor David Brenner back in 1909. This design was the first U.S. coin to feature a president, making it a bold choice for its time. Every detail in Lincoln's profile, his expression, the lines of his suit, was crafted to pay tribute to a leader who guided the country through its most challenging times. For more than a century, this portrait has graced pennies, making it a staple in American history. On the reverse side, we see the Lincoln Memorial, introduced in 1959 for Lincoln's 150th birthday. It's not just a design, it's a symbol. Look closely between the pillars, and you'll find a tiny statue of Lincoln sitting within the memorial. This was a unique touch added by the U.S. Mint to remind us of Lincoln's enduring legacy. For those holding a 1967 Lincoln penny, it's like having a small, copper token of American heritage right in your pocket. Now, what sets the 1967 penny apart from today's pennies is its high copper content. Unlike newer coins that use a blend of metals, the 1967 penny is made of 95% copper. This rich copper content gives it a distinct, warm tone and a heavier feel. Over the years, the value of copper has increased, so this penny is valuable not only for its design but also for its material. Condition plays a huge role, too. Pennies that have been kept in great shape, with clear details and minimal scratches, are worth much more. A well-preserved 1967 penny, with all its intricate features intact, becomes more than just a coin. It's a piece of art and history combined. There's also a fascinating world of minting errors that can increase the value of the 1967 Lincoln penny. Sometimes, small imperfections, like doubling in letters or slight misalignments, make these coins incredibly unique. For collectors, finding a 1967 penny with a minting error is like finding a hidden treasure, adding to its worth and appeal. And now, for the big reveal, the potential worth of this seemingly ordinary penny. With its rich history, high copper content, and the chance of rare minting errors, a 1967 Lincoln penny in top condition could be valued at an impressive $26,000. Yes, $26,000. So next time you come across a 1967 Lincoln penny, take a closer look. You might just have a small fortune hiding in plain sight, a true collectible worth far more than a mere cent. Top 10. Today, let's uncover the story behind the 1980 Lincoln penny, a penny that may appear ordinary but holds a fascinating history and surprising value for collectors. Starting with the design, the 1980 Lincoln penny features the iconic profile of Abraham Lincoln on the front, created by artist Victor David Brenner in 1909. This was the first time an American president appeared on U.S. currency, making it a bold step for its era. Lincoln's profile on the penny has since become a symbol of resilience and leadership, a tribute to the president who guided America through challenging times. Turning to the reverse side, we see the Lincoln Memorial, introduced in 1959 to honor Lincoln's 150th birthday. This side isn't just an image of a famous monument, it's a small reminder of unity and freedom. If you look closely, you'll even spot a tiny statue of Lincoln seated within the memorial, adding an incredible layer of detail and symbolism to the design. What makes the 1980 penny even more special is its material composition. Unlike today's pennies, which are primarily zinc, the 1980 penny is composed of 95% copper. This gives it a distinct reddish-brown hue and makes it feel more substantial than newer coins. As copper prices have risen over time, the metal value alone gives this penny an extra edge, making it even more desirable among collectors. Condition is a big deal for any collectible coin, and it's no different for the 1980 Lincoln penny. Pennies that have been well preserved, showing sharp details on Lincoln's profile and clear engravings on the memorial, are worth much more than those with signs of wear. If you find a 1980 penny with strong details and minimal scratches, you're holding a valuable piece of American history. There's also an interesting aspect to look out for: minting errors. Some 1980 pennies have unique imperfections, small mistakes made during production that actually boost their value. These rare variations might include doubling on the lettering or a slight misalignment, and these errors can make a simple penny much more valuable. So, how much can a 1980 Lincoln penny actually be worth? With its high copper content, historical design, and potential for minting errors, a well-preserved 1980 penny can reach a value of up to $13,000. Yes, $13,000. So next time you spot a 1980 Lincoln penny, don't overlook it. You might just have a small piece of American history, and a valuable collectible, in your hand.